Welcome to my new video. In my previous video, I have taught you about the Secretariat of United Nations. In this video, I am going to teach you about India's position in United Nations. So, let's start. India, being a founding member of United Nations, strongly supports the purposes and the principles of UN and has made a significant contribution to implementing the goals mentioned in the charter. So India is a founding member of United Nations. So it supports the purposes and principles of United Nations, and it gives significant contribution for the implementation of the goals mentioned in UN Charter. What is UN Charter? UN Charter is the constitution of United Nations. If you don't know UN Charter, then go and watch my previous video. She was among the original members that signed the declaration by United Nations at Washington DC on 1st January 1942 and also participated in the United Nations Conference on International Organization at San Francisco from 25th April to 26th June 1945. So India was among those members who signed the declaration by United Nations at Washington DC on the date of 1st January 1942. Okay, this is very important. You can take a screenshot. When did India sign the declaration by United Nations at Washington DC? The answer is 1st January 1942. The question can be like that, like this also, that on where did India sign the declaration by United Nations? The answer is Washington DC. So India signed the declaration by United Nations at Washington DC on 1st January 1942, and India also participated in the United Nations Conference on International Organization at San Francisco from 25th April to 26th June 1945. Okay, so the Conference of International Organization of United Nations was took place in San Francisco from 25th April to 26th June 1945, and India participated in that conference. Take a screenshot. This is very important question. Despite herself being a British colony at that time, so India participated in the Declaration of United Nations at Washington DC on 1st January 1942 and participated in Conference of International Organization at San Francisco from 25th April to 26th June 1945, 1942 and 1945. During this time period, India was under British colonial rule, and despite of British rule, India participated in these meetings. Okay, as a charter member of United Nations, India has been participating in all of its specialized agencies and organizations. She has always promoted the cause of UNO and cooperated with it as and when called for. So India is a charter member of United Nations, and India is always participating and has been participating in all the specialized agencies and organizations of UNO. And India promoted and always has been promoting the cause of UNO and cooperating with it, and when called for anything, India is always supporting, promoting and cooperating United Nations and its work for the well-being of the world. Even India's foreign policy has been firmly committed to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. So India's foreign policies also have some accordance with the policies, the principles and the aims and the purposes of United Nations. So this shows that India is a worthy, is a responsible and a ideal member of United Nations, because India is always there when something important is going on in United Nations. Without India, you cannot imagine a very important discussion in United Nations. India, you can say India is a core member, a member who is standing there from the beginning and committed to stand there with other nations till the end. You can say that. Then, whenever a United Nations force has been set up for peacekeeping, India has offered her service. So India gave its forces as peacekeeping forces of United Nations whenever United Nations needed. This is a biggest contribution of India in United Nations. No other countries have that kind of contribution in peacekeeping force as India has. India has contributed troops to United Nations peacekeeping forces, peacekeeping efforts in Korea. So India gave her forces as peacekeeping forces to Korea, to Egypt, to Congo in its earlier years, and in Somalia, Angola, Haiti, Liberia, Lebanon, Rwanda, South Sudan in latter years. So in these countries, India sent her troops as peacekeeping forces of United Nations. Korea, Egypt, Congo, Somalia, Angola, Haiti, Liberia, Lebanon, Rwanda, South Sudan, and so on. India has already taken part in 35 of UN peacekeeping operations in 4 continents. This is a big number. India has taken part in 35 of UN peacekeeping operations and in 4 continents. Okay, 35. The number can increase also. The number can be more also. Okay. So this is very important. Take a screenshot. The question can come: in how many continents India has sent its forces as peacekeeping forces? In 4 continents. Presently, India is ranked as the largest troop contributor to United Nations. I said before, previously I said that India, no country has that kind of contribution. Which kind of contribution India has in giving its forces as peacekeeping forces? This is that India is ranked as the largest number one contributor to United Nations. Okay. Then India has always been a big supporter of United Nations in its move against racial discrimination and freedom of colonies. So India, being a victim of colonial rule of barbarian Britishers, India always supported United Nations against racial discrimination and colonialism and supported freedom of colonies. India was a member of Security Council for 7 terms. 7 terms, 14 years in each term, as a non-permanent member of Security Council. So India is a non-permanent member of Security Council for 7 terms, 14 years. 7 terms means 14 years. Okay. In each term, 7 term means 14 years, 1 term is 2 years. Okay. This is the term of non-permanent members of Security Council. In each term, as a non-permanent member of the Security Council, she discharged her function commendably. At present, India is a member of G4 group of nations along with Japan, Germany and Brazil. Okay, India is a member of G4 group of nations: Japan, Germany, Brazil and India. It is called G4. Members of this group back each other, seeking a permanent seat in the Security Council, and advocate in favor of democratization of UN and reformation of the United Nations Security Council. So G4 group countries support each other for seeking the permanent seat in Security Council. So India also trying to be a permanent member in Security Council, and these G4 countries support democratization of UN. That means democracy in the process of UN. The decision making process should be democratized, and it should be equal for all to be a decision maker. Okay, so if you have any doubt about the Security Council or the members of Security Council or anything about Security Council, you can watch my previous video. You can know from thumbnail Security Council. The thumbnail is Security Council, or you can watch the whole playlist of international organizations. The name of the playlist is International Organizations. All these videos are in that playlist. You can watch that playlist to clear all your doubts. And if any doubt arises after watching all the videos, you can comment and I will clear all your doubts. Okay. I think you all are well understood about India's position in UN. If you liked the video, then like, share and subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed yet. Press the bell icon. Thank you for watching the video.